Hello and welcome to the study of Master Ching Kong. You might wonder, for those who are pretty new to this study, you might wonder, who is Master Ching Kong? Any intelligent person can easily find that out from Google, if you go to Google or Yahoo. Well, Master Ching Kong is a very prominent Buddhist master, Chinese Buddhist master. He was born in the 20s. He's probably in his 90s now. He's an elderly, very elderly Buddhist master. And he taught Buddhism. He taught a lot of, he made a lot of discoveries. He's a professor. He lives in Australia, sometimes in Hong Kong. He's a very prominent Buddhist, Chinese Buddhist authority of Buddhism. This work is actually done in the honor of Master Ching Kong, because Master Ching Kong was able to really enlighten a lot of contemporary people, contemporary scholars, about many ancient lost facts regarding Buddhism and the study of Buddhism. When you think about Buddhism, a lot of people who think about Buddhism today think that Buddhism is a religion, right? In your mind, you may be thinking Buddhism is a religion, right? World religion. They tell you Buddhism is the fourth largest world religion, which is a lie. Buddhism is like a university. Buddhism is like an institution. These findings were discovered by Grandmaster Ching Kong in his research into the ancient Chinese Buddhism. Buddhism is a system of education. It's not a religion. You can be a Catholic, you can be Christian and Buddhist. You can be Muslim and Buddhist. And also another very wrong idea people have nowadays, which is pretty wrong, is that when you think about Buddha, you think that Buddha is God, is a god of Buddhism. That's a very wrong idea. I am a Buddha and I am a Catholic. Buddha is a title. Buddha means a scholar who has attained the highest academic ranking in the institution of Buddhism. So I am a Buddha, I am not a god. Now, I can tell you how to think about Buddhism or Buddha. When you think about Buddha, you should think about a doctor, Ph.D. Buddha is like the title Ph.D., which is the highest academic ranking a scholar attains in a field of study. Then, master's degree is Bodhisattva. When they say Bodhisattva, that's also a very high attainment, but it's not as high as Buddha. So, like master's degree is high, attainment in academia, but it's not as high as doctorate. So, Bodhisattva is slightly less than Buddha. And then first degree is what we call Arhat. These are the terms. So you have to know the terms. So when they say Buddha, the historic Buddha, which is Gautama Siddhartha, it's like saying Gautama Siddhartha PhD. Gautama Siddhartha the Buddha. Gautama Siddhartha PhD. That's how we say it nowadays. Gautama Siddhartha was a doctor of knowledge. Okay? So that's exactly who he is. We're trying to clarify so that you can understand now. Buddhism is not a religion at all. It has nothing to do with religion. Buddhism is like university. When you think about Buddhism, think about institution, university. When you think about Buddha, think about PhD. Buddha means PhD. Buddha is a doctor of knowledge. He is the highest academic ranking of knowledge. Buddha. I am a Buddha. It's like saying I am a PhD. I am a Buddha. That is, I hold the highest academic ranking in this field of study that I'm instructing you. That's the meaning of Buddha. Slightly less than that is Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva is like master's degree in the institution of Buddhism. And then Arhat is like first degree. So if you may, let me share with you a little bit we're going to reflect. We're going to do some reflection on the book. Some books. We're going to go through some books of the great Master Ching Kong, who this hour of study is dedicated to. If you go on Google or Yahoo and type in Buddhism as an education, it will pull up the book. You'll find the book authored by Master Ching Kong, from which I'm going to read to you. We are going to look through this book. We're going to discuss it. The first chapter deals with the course of our chaotic world. I'm going to go through Master Ching Kong's work so that you can understand from that perspective what Master Ching Kong is talking about. Today's societies in Taiwan and elsewhere in the world are rather abnormal. Abnormal, he says, a phenomenon that has not been witnessed before, either in the West or the East. Some Westerners have predicted that the end of the world will occur in 1999 and that Christ will return to earth for Judgment Day. These are just wrong ideas that folks had. It's past 1999, the world has not ended. Easterners have also predicted impending disasters that are similar to those predictions in the West. The only difference being the time frame, which is some 20 years later. Some of these are ancient prophecies, which we should not place too much importance on. However, if we view our environment objectively, we will realize that this world is really in danger. Different kind of danger. Not coming to an end. Environmental pollution has become a serious problem nowadays, Master Ching Kong says. And now humankind has finally begun to understand the need for protecting the environment. However, the problem of mental or spiritual pollution is many times more serious than that of the environment. This is the source of worldly ills that not many people realize. The Chinese have a saying, education is most essential to establish a nation. Train its leaders and people. For centuries, the Chinese have always believed in the primacy of education, which is considered the foundation for a peaceful and prosperous society. It provides a solution to a myriad of social ills and leads the way to changing one's suffering into happiness. Education has a strong impact on the nation and its people. Moreover, elementary school is the foundation, the basic building block in an educational system. Thanks, folks. I'll be coming back to talk more in this chapter.